Now let's bring in Missouri Republican Congressman Jason Smith. He is the chair of the House Ways and Means Committee. We'll get to that hearing, which was extraordinary, which you attended yesterday. But first of all, this is the latest news to come out of Washington, D.C. This is the FD 1023 form that we have been hearing about for so long regarding Hunter Biden and the Bidens and what payments went their way from people that they were involved in business dealings overseas. This is a confidential human source talking about Mykola Zlochevsky, who is the founder of Burisma. It says in part, quote, they hired Hunter Biden to protect us through his dad from all kinds of problems. It cost $5 million to pay one Biden and $5 million to another Biden. Confidential human source mentioned Zlochevsky might have difficulty explaining suspicious wire transfers that may evidence any illicit payments to the Bidens. Zlochevsky responded he did not send any funds directly to the big guy. You had a chance to look through this just now. What do you think?
I did. It's disturbing. And this is how it's been with the evidence that's coming forward. We've been following the facts in the Ways and Means Committee, the Oversight Committee, and the Judiciary Committee. This is another example. Senator Grassley and Chairman Comer releasing this information. It's extremely important for the American people to see what's out there. It causes some great concerns that our president could be compromised to a foreign government.
Well, Grassley says his investigation is going to continue. Meantime, followed from the hearing yesterday, Democrats almost universally dismissing what happened yesterday and discrediting the witnesses. Listen to this.
A lot of allegations, zero proof, no receipts. The American people will need some actual evidence. Actual evidence. But we've seen absolutely none.
They're using you and using your story and using your work to make this argument for themselves.
Didn't hear a lot about Joe Biden. Why? Because he didn't do anything. This has nothing to do with him.
This is ludicrous. Beam me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life down here. None. I yield.
You were there for the whole thing. What was your takeaway?
I was. You know, it was disgusting how the Democrats tried to discredit the IRS whistleblowers. I personally interviewed Mr. Ziegler myself whenever they came before the Ways and Means Committee to get this information released. The American people saw yesterday by their testimony, their questions, that they are credible. They are individuals that care about their country. They care about the agency that they work for, and they are upset because they have seen the government not treat all taxpayers equally. In fact, if you're wealthy or your last name's a Biden, you're treated much more favorably. And they highlighted numerous examples of how the Justice Department in the Hunter Biden investigation delayed the investigation so much to the fact that the statute of limitations expired for felony crimes of 2014, 2015 tax years.
To that point, here's Joe Ziegler talking about how he believes the DOJ ignored the guidelines when it came to the Hunter Biden investigation. Watch here.
There are a lot of different tax cases out there that include misdemeanors and felonies, and there's a lot of reasons why we charge the felony, we might charge the misdemeanor. But I want to be clear on this, that when you have a felony charge with a misdemeanor, that you have to charge the felony. And in this case, they did not charge that felony.
Do you believe that there was preferential treatment, or as Ziegler put it, inequitable treatment?
Based on what the IRS whistleblowers both have stated, there was evidence of preferential treatment, without a doubt. You saw aspects where the Department of Justice divulged information to Hunter Biden's attorneys, according to the IRS whistleblowers, of future search warrants that they were going to issue on the property. You saw places where these whistleblowers are saying that the prosecuting team denied that they had personal control of whether to bring charges and that it was someone up above. One thing, what we do know is everything that the IRS whistleblowers have been stated, no one has came forward and said that it's not true. Who has changed their tune is Mr. Weiss and the Bidens. They're the only ones that's countering.
Now, the ranking member, Jamie Raskin, said, well, look, you may believe what you're saying, but this is all just a disagreement between investigators and prosecutors. Listen to how he put it.
It seems to me that a lot of your testimony has been about the problem of prosecutorial discretion and the traditional tug of war between investigators who characteristically want to charge as many offenses as they've come across, and prosecutors who are more attuned to the rigors of the courtroom and the complexity of forensic evidence.
So he's basically saying you investigators want to put everybody behind bars, but prosecutors have discretion. They need to look at the bigger picture here. What do you say?
I would say that I would point to Exhibit 2 that I raised in the committee hearing yesterday that Mr. Shapley had provided in his testimony to the Ways and Means Committee. Exhibit 2 was a form was an application by the IRS investigators, which is typical in bringing charges through. And in there, they cited all the charges that Hunter Biden should be accountable for, which was multiple felonies, multiple misdemeanors, and it was also signed off and agreed to by Leslie Wolf, the assistant prosecutor in Delaware at that time. So apparently, even that prosecutor agreed with it, according to the document of Exhibit 2.
This onion's got a lot of layers as we see them peeled back. Jason Smith, great to see you. Thank you for coming in today.